Hello everyone, Brendan McCauley here with the Theology of the Body Institute. In today's video, we're going to talk about how do you date in college as a Catholic. If you're new to this channel, I first want to invite you to like and subscribe. That way you can be up to date with all the new videos we'll be posting here soon. So how do you date in college as a Catholic? I first want to talk about this documentary I saw called The Dating Project. And I think it highlights how a Catholic and anyone should date, at least in the beginning of a relationship. This Boston college professor recognized in this documentary that there is a big problem going on college campuses with dating. She's like, no one's going on traditional dates, is how she put it. No one's going on them. Rather, people are just hooking up with one another. We have the hookup culture. And to sum that up, you can sleep around with whoever you want, whenever you want. Maybe you know their name and who they are, but maybe you don't. Maybe when you wake up to them in the morning in bed, you'll talk to them, but maybe you won't and you'll never see them again. She's like, no wonder we're so isolated, lonely, and depressed. No one's really getting to know one another authentically. And so she gave her students an extra credit assignment, but they weren't doing it. So she made it a real assignment they had to do in order to pass the class. She said to her students, here's the deal. You all have to go on a traditional date, and here are the rules. A first date is something simple. You're just getting to know the other. So it's going to be under 90 minutes. And she said, no alcohol involved on the date. The students weren't too happy about that one. But no alcohol involved on the date. And she's like, you can't have alcohol before you ask them on a date to make yourself more comfortable. It's got to be totally sober. And yes, you have to walk up to them face to face and ask them on a date. And lastly, she said, no physical contact. Well, okay, A-framed hugs are fine. What are A-framed hugs? Shoulders in, hips, lower body out. A-framed hugs. And I'll never forget two responses that the students gave when they were being interviewed afterwards about their experience. One student said this, gosh, it's harder to walk up to someone face to face sober and ask them on a date than it is to just have sex with someone in a dark room where you don't know them and can't see their face. And another person said this, the joy, the excitement, the feeling I got when this woman said yes to me on a date was better than any hookup that I've ever had. I think right here, this guy's kind of getting at what the hookup culture does and it offers us. It exposes the body, but it hides the self. It hides our unique person. I'll never forget one of my fraternity brothers back in the day was talking to a group of guys about the amount of women they've slept with. But this is how he posed the question. How many women have you just treated like a piece of meat? This is the heartbreaking truth about the hookup culture. And my fraternity brother recognized there's a problem. We're just treating people like meat and we're allowing ourselves to be treated like meat. And this dating project, this Boston College professor was trying to help their students is that, first off, dating is all about getting to know the unique and unrepeatable and irreplaceable other and allowing yourself to be known. That is the first point of how to date in college as a Catholic. The second point I want to make is that dating, not on the first date, but when you're in a relationship, dating is all about discerning marriage with another person. You're either going to get married to them or you're going to break up. Dating is not just about having fun. We'll tend to use people that way. And once someone can't give us fun, then we'll just find it somewhere else. So dating is all about discerning marriage with another person. And that means some people may be too young. Some people aren't ready to get married. And if that's the case, that dating is about discerning marriage, then it's serious. You want to really look at what are the values that you want in a husband, in a wife, in a mother, in a father. And so those are questions to ponder. The third point I want to make about dating in college as a Catholic is you want to first examine your heart before you even ask someone on a date. Again, are you in a place of dating? Do you have a deep addiction to, say, pornography or a drug? It could be anything. Do you have a deep woundedness that it would be better to first get healing. Because when we enter a relationship and marriage with a deep addiction, we may not be able to make a free gift of ourselves. And Pope John Paul II says, in order to love, we have to be free to be able to make the gift of ourselves to another. So that's the third point. Examine your heart. Are you in a place to date? And fourthly, if you are, be transparent. If you're in a place, I feel like I'm ready to date, and there's someone you like, go up to them face to face and ask them on a date. If it's uncomfortable, good. If you're afraid, good. It means we're growing up. I wasn't transparent a lot of my life. I was very ambiguous when I really liked someone. I didn't really tell them in the start. This can cause a lot of problems. I just met with a student here on my college campus who said, me and this girl have been talking every day for like 3 months and I really like her, and I ended up telling her I liked her, but she doesn't like me back. I wanted to pursue her, but she just thought we were friends. And this caused him great harm, and he's in pain now. Transparency can erase all of this pain that we sometimes feel. It can erase our fantasies that we have about people. Transparency is needed for a good dating relationship. So if you like someone, and I'm talking to men in particular here, go up to them and ask them on a date. Get to know the other person. It's not good to just fantasize about who they are. It's better to actually get to know who they are. And so, transparency. And when you're in a relationship, and more a serious relationship, make sure you're communicating well about how things are going. And so, those are the 4 points that I wanted to make about dating in college as a Catholic. If you've enjoyed this video, I invite you again to subscribe, to share with any family or friends, and I hope to see you here soon. God bless.